Rick?
John?
You're on TV. How did you do that? And how are you still writing me so stupid from wherever you are?
There's no time. What day is it?
Christmas.
What year?
2016.
And I'm right on time. Look, has he made you play MegaMan.exe yet?
No, I haven't played any Mega Man X since you've gone.
Oh.
It's not by choice.
Oh. Look, under no circumstances can you play that game. If you do, he wins.
I don't know how much you've been keeping track, but it's not really up to me. Evil Ben is scary.
As a matter of fact, I have been keeping tabs. Did you get your Christmas present?
Oh, this? I was wondering where this came from.
This remote has the same technology that Ben used to get back to us last year. The answer is games. Games can travel back and forth. If I find the right game, I can get back.
Well, can't you just do that now?
Well, I need to find the right game. It's one that has to mean something both here and there, which is a little difficult because there are no Mega Man games here. Also, this thing probably doesn't have enough juice. I gotta supercharge it if I'm gonna make it work. But I have an idea. Do you remember how this whole thing started? We got that mysterious package a long time ago with a note inside. It says, watch more TV first.
Just watched a whole bunch of TV. What more do they want us to watch?
Not really. I was kind of out of it. Wait, you're not going to make me watch more of this, are you?
It might all be connected. And there's only one way to know for sure. At long last, welcome back to a very special Christmas episode of Seriously, where we take franchises way too seriously. It's a battle for two worlds, so we're going to watch the second season of Mega Man NT Warrior.
At the end of the last season, Mega Man sacrificed himself in the fight against Pharaoh Man before he could destroy Dentech City with a crashing satellite. So what's this season start with?
Well, this season of the show is based on the plot of Battle Network 2, so naturally, we start with a Japanese-only trope episode.
What?
This is Bizarre, Mystery of the Ghost Ship. It's a beach episode, sort of a standard anime trope. You want to have an episode that doesn't weigh on the plot at all? Send him to the beach. So Lan hops on a plane by himself after just getting Mega Man back after the devastation of the fight against Pharaoh Man, and everybody's cool with it. In fact, Yai invites everybody else to go with her to the same place, thus making this entire vacation kind of, not very special at all. I mean, fuck, even the Navis are at a cyber beach, something I still don't even understand how that works.
This episode is really weird. Masa shows up, everyone tells scary stories, and they find a ghost ship full of discarded Netopian grimers. Turns out they're pretty chill, and I'm pretty sure Masa's going to fuck this one when the kids aren't looking. Not sure.
And in the other Japan-only starter episode,
there's more?
It's all about idols. Again, heavy on the anime tropes here. No real surprise these two didn't make it to the West. Anyway, a creepy fuck CGI idol sings an incredibly short song, but everyone gets their first boner simultaneously, so I guess this is the barometer for quality here. Meanwhile, here comes Miss Mari, who is fucking stacked.
I don't care what this place is called, now it's Boner Island. Anyway, Yai summoned her, and it turns out Aki is holding a contest for someone to become the real-life her. That's not fucking weird at all. Thankfully, someone decided this was too messed up to put on the air and sent a vacuum to scoop up everyone who dresses like Aki, which includes, as the plan to foil the evil vacuum, the guys.
Aki, as it turns out, has been infected with a horrible virus, which from the sound of it means she can never sing again, or she'll transmit the virus to all the audio devices listening.
This is messed up. Can we move on?
All right, let's get into the real episodes, the ones we got here in the States, too.
Wake up! Your underpants are on fire! Underpants? Underpants on fire! Wait a minute.
After Lan thoroughly embarrasses himself on his flight to Netopia, he lands and discovers Chode is also spending time in the country, where he and everyone around him says business so much I feel like the mayor's aide is going to suddenly have a broom for an arm.
I just came here to do some business.
Really? Business?
And Mayor Darrow still wants to do business with you.
I'd rather do business with a rattlesnake.
I went to the stock market today. I did a business.
Lan gets talked into making a public appearance to promote the N1 Grand Prix after Chode declines, which the mayor presents in a really awkward way.
I know you've all been waiting for the N1 Grand Prix champion, but here's someone even better, the player who lost to the champion. Oh, now, come on, everyone applaud for the nice loser.
Of course, Lan gets a little too into the excitement and ends up with his PET being stolen from his backpack by a bunch of
teenagers, hoodlums, packs of them, prowling the alleys of this fine city at night like wild animals.
They're a dangerous breed, and their leader, Raoul, is the worst. No one is safe.
Meanwhile, we very abruptly cut to Mr. Match, who is getting buff and also very beat up. And he's in Hawaii with no explanation for the American audience for whom this entire setup would make no sense at all.
Yeah, a lot of these earlier episodes don't make a lot of sense, to be honest. This episode is pretty bland from here on out. Lan meets Raoul, who gets some much better backstory than in the games. He clears up the misunderstanding, they have a friendly net battle, then the mayor attacks them in some hyper-aggressive machinery before Chode and the cops show up to arrest him. Turns out he was there to investigate the mayor all along. Oh, and Match is whoring himself out in Hawaii to make ends meet now.
Sounds about right. The next episode is profoundly pointless. You ready for this? Lan wants to buy his mom a handbag she wants, so he enters a net battle contest that will give him endless cash prizes so he can afford it.
He participates in Survival 7, an allegedly secret competition being run by Mrs. Millionaire in her,
secret playroom. It's said the greatest NetNavis in the world have battled in that room. Some were defeated so badly, they never played again.
Creepy. Anyway, Lan has to compete in this competition, getting through 7 rounds of battles and earning tokens in order to complete the game. Unfortunately for Lan and Mega Man, this gets Mrs. Millionaire off, and she decides she's going to keep the two of them there forever.
She ultimately talks Chode, into joining the game as an obstacle for Lan, but he turns the tables by instead using the opportunity to warn him that the whole thing was a setup, which results in this really weird double fake out on Chode.
So, Survival 7, huh? Who's that supposed to impress?
Brave talk. You just cost yourself a big deal. I know I promised you the contract if you'd play Survival 7, but surely you're smart enough to see I can't be trusted.
But...
Just kidding. You really need to lighten up, Mr. Blaze.
Oh, and then Lan's absent father bought the bag before Lan could. Suck it! This episode was pointless. Next
up is Don't Mess with Mama Zap. Oh, Christ. Is this going to be one of those awful, man, the bad guy's mom is so much worse episodes?
It really looks like it. Complete with Count Zap calling her Mama like he's 6 years old and everything.
Mama!
Hey, whoa, go back for a second. Was that Gauss in that family photo? I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things.
Literally, the only 2 good things about this episode are that we learned Count Zap's first name is Jack, and Mr. Match flew to the wrong country altogether. And those aren't even good things. They're just the least bad things. I hate sudden family member episodes of shows like this. It's so forced.
Right? Like, if suddenly one of the members of the D-Pad brought their brother onto the show, you'd probably hate that too.
Yeah. That would suck. Next episode, please.
The next one actually starts to shake things up a bit, as we see Lan going on a curry tasting tour in the country of Namisty, trying out 88 curries in just 3 days. But as it turns out, the members of World 3 are also headed to Namisty to meet with Yahoot, who turns out to be the country's top curry master in charge of the restaurant Lan is currently touring.
He invented this insane machine that takes the successful cooperation of a team of net battlers and invents a curry dish based on their performance, which has a quality and taste equal to the strength of the team. Somehow, Yahoot is a yogi and a curry master and not a world-class engineer or programmer.
At first, the team is horrible, with Mega Man shrugging off all 4 of them at the same time, but they do start to improve, as does the curry dish created every few minutes in their honor. Mega Man is nearly knocked out altogether when his friends suddenly arrive from a different country entirely and make this 4-on-1 fight a little more even.
We also get to see an unexpected addition to the season that doesn't exist in the games, the extension chip. It allows 2 Navis to fuse together and use complex combination attacks. There are mechanics like this in later Battle Network games, but it definitely didn't come from number 2. Anyway, they kick World 3's ass and inadvertently completely destroy their restaurant, with Yahoot vowing to take revenge on them by opening a chain of restaurants in every country. Huh?
This was a real weird episode, but it does give us an idea of where World 3 has been since Wily's fall in the last season. They're essentially all trying to rebuild the team, minus Count Zap, who was headed home to retire in shame in the last episode. And this one forces them to act together as a team, since they no longer have a boss to order them to work together in the first place. It actually sets the stage for a surprising amount of growth out of the old World 3 team over the course of Season 2, and honestly, these 4 probably have the only real character arc in the entire show this time.
That's all well and good, but where are we going? There's no plot yet. Nothing's going on. None of the characters from Battle Network 2 have even happened yet. I mean, Mr. Match does make a cameo at the airport.
I infected your microwave during the WWW incident. There's no jail in the world of Battle Network, so it's all good, man.
So, woohoo, but can we please get the show started?
All right. You want to get things moving? Let's get moving. The next episode is called NetCity, and it's all about well, NetCity. We open on Mail showing up to give Lan his special wake-up call, complete with some real awkward morning wood, and she excitedly tells him that they have to get online right the fuck now.
When they get online, Roll takes Mega Man to see the brand new NetCity, a bustling metropolis where Navis can meet, hang out, do business, whatever they want.
You might call it a real hub city, because Mega Man is Lan's brother in the games, and his name is Hub.
I gotta be honest, this place looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think they actually had a 3D budget this season, and it shows. They make really good use out of it whenever the city comes into play. It's a smart use of that space.
Hey, Aki's here.
Who?
You remember the idol from the Japanese episode?
Oh, yeah. If we never got that episode here, how were we ever supposed to know who that was?
I have no idea. And this season fucking loves Aki. She shows up in a whole bunch of episodes for pretty much no reason.
It's really creepy.
She sure is great, isn't she?
She's okay, I guess. Her voice really isn't that hot, though. What are you seeing that I'm not seeing?
Boo. Oops.
All right. We finished the job. Understood? No excuses.
But even World 3.
You dare compare Grave to those pathetic bumblers?
What's Grave? Oh, wait a second. Is that what they're calling gospel in this show? Why? There's no reason for that.
We've got more important things to worry about right now, like Yai's bubble bath being hacked. Do you think Net Society ever regrets putting literally everything on the internet?
Pretty much every waking moment. Yeah, I might actually be straight up dead. The internet is magic. So magic that... Oh, hey, wait a second. Was that bass? Was that bass? What the fuck is he doing in episode 5?
Absorbing data, I guess?
Helpful.
Doesn't look like we get much time to dwell on it since Mega Man is on the case to help save Yai from... Okay, that's supposed to be steam, but all I see is fucking sewage.
So, just like in the games, Mega Man confronts Airman, and we get the super awkward scene about how Yai was naked and Mel brought her into a room, and how it would have been real awkward if Lan saw her, but she phrases it really weirdly.
Huh? Hold it, back up. They rescued me dressed like this?
That's right. Miss Maiden carried you out of the bathroom all by herself.
Whew, that's better. Lan, no offense, but if you carried me out just like this, I would have died anyway of embarrassment.
In a surprising and welcome for a kids show departure from the games, Arashi actually gets arrested by Commander Beef instead of being blown up by Grave.
Well, that was actually a pretty okay episode. What's up with this guy?
Well, that leads us into the next episode, The Virus Factory, where this strange rain is actually eroding NetCity and washing the data entirely away. Not only that, but all access to the city has been cut off, stranding all the Navis and Aki, can't forget fucking Aki, by themselves, separated from their operators.
When it's discovered that Higsby has backdoor access to NetCity, the team decides to take a digger and completely fuck his chip shop. I'm sure he's real thrilled about that.
Anyway, Numberman is being pretty badass and holding down the fort until backup arrives, and I guess Rush can summon viruses? That's cool, I guess?
When the team starts heading to the source of all the viruses, they come across Torchman in the sewers, who appears to have been injured in a fight. He's uninterested in getting any help from them, but he does wish them luck, knowing that the fight ahead will be more than a little rough.
And rough it is, because the force behind this assault is none other than Shadow Man, who makes pretty quick work of Sharkman, deleting him altogether, but not before he could pass off his net battle license to Mega Man, letting him use battle chips inside the city, a thing that is not normally allowed, I guess.
The team is able to save the day, but just when all seems settled...
Think you're all pretty cool, huh? Think you're heroes? Well, think again, cause now we're angry. You all made a big mistake today. In fact, I'd say it was a grave mistake.
Grave again.
Whoa, who's that? It's probably going to be a mystery for a long...
Easy cut, man. Nobody's angry.
Well, next episode.
Next up, we learn instantly that Numberman isn't much of a bro when it comes to assisting Higsby with his finances.
Numberman, I need you to buy me more rare battle chips right now!
Sorry, Higsby. All that's left in your bank account is $1.08.
What? No! Where on earth did it all go?
I have no idea, but it's not in the bank.
Wait, maybe. What's going on here?
I'm unable to explain it. Oh yes, and by the way, your landlord emailed.
great. What's he want?
Your rent check bounced. You're being evicted in 2 hours and 27 minutes.
Good God! You could have warned him about that a little quicker maybe, right? Might have been able to keep some food on the table at least. Thankfully, a mysterious benefactor is here to help, and I'm sure he has nothing to do with this Navi wreaking havoc on some bank programs. Hey, how do magnets even work on the internet?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, it's the internet. Is it all metal? How does it work?
Oh, you know what? And there's an electric current too, so that would mess up the signal.
I kind of just assumed everything was meant to be metal. Does he stick to everything?
Fucking magnets.
How do they work?
Anyway, the benefactor is none other than Mr. Gauss, which is notably not the last name of Count Zapp, so I guess they're not brothers? I don't know, maybe I saw it wrong. Weird.
As a cute reference to the game, Higsby shuts down his chip shop for a while, but with Gauss's help, he suddenly has billions to spend on rare chips, while Yai and Chode's family accounts start mysteriously emptying to the point of bankruptcy. Yai is not dealing well.
As is fairly common with anime, the moment a character who grew up with very little suddenly has access to excess, they start becoming immediately suspicious and callous to everyone around them. So he's rather susceptible to bullshit when Gauss tells him that everyone is trying to take his money, convincing him that Lan, who's only come to talk to him to figure out what's going on in the first place, is actually an imposter.
Thankfully, with the help of Proto Man and an agonizingly slow program advance, they make quick work of Magnet Man, and all the money goes back into the correct accounts. It's around this point where it becomes clear that while World 3 was after control, Grave is after chaos, trying to mess with the natural balance in order to take advantage of the situation anonymously. It makes a nice contrast to the previous season.
Oh, also, it was probably a smart move to alter Gauss's attack in the show, since early 2002 probably wouldn't have been the best time to feature an elaborate plane hijacking. Yeah, moving on. Next up is Countdown to Catastrophe, which opens up with this magic.
Oh yeah? You think I'm bad? Lan's 1,000 times worse. Hey, where is Lan?
He's not here? He's probably trying to jack into a flower.
Ganon looks great in this show. Finally got a good hair day. Oh, and look, it's Dave the Bomber. Turns out he's childhood friends with Sal in this, which is a welcome bit of backstory considering in the games, the only one who got any backstory at all was Mr. Gauss. Anyway.
Hi, I'm Yai. I love roughing it.
Gross. So,
how about if I show you all a special place I know about? You'll like it.
What special place?
I'm sure you'll like it most of all, Sal.
Oh, God. Moving on.
So Dave goes all eco-terrorist on Okuden Valley's dam, threatening to blow it up as punishment for harming the environment. He uses Quickman to get things done on the network side, and honestly gets beaten kinda trivially by Mega Man.
And then Dave congratulates him sincerely after that. What is going on?
You see, it never really was my intention to destroy anything.
Getting attention for your cause. That was your goal all along, wasn't it?
Exactly. You see, I just needed to show the entire world the stupidity of destroying nature.
Which is all well and good until Cutman shows up to set it all off again. The team narrowly manages to get rid of Cutman, who logs out after another fusion dance attack, and the dam is saved.
You mean the day is saved?
Not really, actually. This one ends on a weird downer as a bunch of construction vehicles come and bulldoze a whole chunk of the valley.
Wow, that's dark. But is it as dark as the apocalypse? The next episode starts out with a heat wave, but the brutal beatdown from the sun is helped out by the hip new thing, a mobile air conditioner shaped like a penguin.
Elsewhere in the city, the old World 3 team is running a shop named N1 Curry in order to finance the team and help them get back on their feet.
Wait, I see Zapp and Maddie. Where's Mr. Match?
I don't know. I'm sure he'll turn up. Or maybe Mr. Famous will. That's a little out of nowhere.
Just as Commander Beef's team realizes that a grave chip is embedded into every penguin, the whole fucking city freezes over. Run, children! Run!
Hurry! Whatever's going on here isn't natural! Oh no!
Dex! Tori! They're frozen solid! Lan, we gotta help them!
I know, but this place might be dangerous. We gotta get out of here. Come on, quick!
But, okay.
So not only do all of Lan's friends freeze, so does Commander Beef's team, so does the World 3 crew, hell, even Ribita.
This is your fearless
reporter Revita with an important update on the extremely dangerous winter storm conditions that have virtually immobilized all human activity in an ever-widening area. While authorities have confirmed earlier rumors that the popular Adderley personal air conditioners are the source of the freezing temperatures and blizzard conditions, there is no new information at this hour as to who or what might be behind the plot. What is clear is that if current conditions persist for as little as 5 more days, human life will no longer be able to survive here. Everyone listening to me should make an effort to avert.
Lan drops Mega Man in the snow, of course, and has to go back for him, and is starting to fade as he finally finds him again.
Didn't you hear me call when I fell?
I don't know, I guess not. Not in this howling wind.
Actually, it's somehow even stupider than that.
Come and get it! That was close.
This is the point where we come across Freeze Man, who challenges Mega Man to a fight high above the frozen cityscape where both of them will be able to use battle chips. Freeze Man kicks the ever-loving shit out of Mega Man.
And just as it looks like Mega Man is about to be deleted...
It's you who's finished! And just who would you be? Heatman! One who has sworn revenge against you and all of Grave! Now feel my wrath!
Heatman?
Fire and ice, no contest!
You know what? You're right. Freeze Man is an Aqua type, which means in the games he would flat out decapitate your ass. No contest.
And as expected, the moment Freeze Man bails, the entire city thaws and not a single person who was entirely cased in ice dies. How convenient.
And as for Mr. Match?
This too will pass. Even this. Hello, number 1 curry. Come on, hurry up. I'm a very busy man. I'm warning you, you don't want to make me mad.
Wait, he was a delivery boy? Where the fuck was he for all this ice bullshit?
That's a good question. Thankfully, Mega Man NT Warriors got our back. The next episode opens with Mr. Match lying in a hospital bed, clearly injured from some kind of attack. The rest of World 3 is there waiting for him, but things really aren't looking good for Torchman, who was severely damaged to the point where he will never function as a NetNavi again.
Next, we see that same sewer scene with Torchman again, this time from his perspective, where after Mega Man and his team leave, as World 3 goes in to rescue him, he is confronted by a powerful enemy.
Are those your lumbering footsteps I hear? Guts, man.
That's kind of sweet in its own way, but sadly it's far worse than that. Freeze Man confronts him and absolutely brutalizes him. First in the sewers, only barely escaping with his life with the help of a lucky area grab, and then again on the surface of NetCity where Freeze Man unleashes an absolutely devastating ice attack on him, leaving him a disintegrating husk of his former self.
Mr. Mash actually has a really tender moment with Torchman here, and when we talk about the World 3 team evolving a little over the course of the season, this is the kind of thing we mean.
You were a real handful at first, Torchman. I thought I might have to delete you and start all over, but you proved yourself again and again. And now those grave fools think they've put out your flames.
Mr. Match?
Well, I'm not about to give up on you now. This isn't the end. I'm gonna bring him back somehow. I know. You think I've gone crazy, don't you? But I'm going to find a way, 'cause we have work to do. You and I will make Grave pay for this.
Mr. Famous shows Mr. Match a new shell for a Navi called Heatman that, if given what's left of Torchman's data, will be even stronger than Torchman was while still having his soul.
Match isn't sold on the idea at first, so Mr. Famous holds on to Heatman, who manages to save them when they get frozen by the penguins later on. Once it's clear that Torchman is gone and they need someone to help save them all, Match relents and Heatman is born.
Hello, number 1 curry? Wait a minute, this place again? Oh, if this is another prank, somebody's going to be very sorry indeed!
Flashback humor.
I gotta be honest, I'm a little anxious about going much further with the show here.
What do you mean?
Well, it gets kind of wandery after this.
How do you figure?
Maybe I should just show you the next episode. We open up on a really strange retelling of Mega Man and Cutman's fight to a family of Cutmen, and then they drop this bomb on us.
Not fair. Our cyber brother is destroyed thanks to Mega Man. All his data deleted.
Wait, no, hang on. He wasn't deleted, though. He was logged out.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I wonder if solo NetNavis even can log out. Or maybe logging out is just death. Either way, this family of 5 is out for blood, and they keep fucking up transmissions by attacking the wire in Scaramouche formation. It's real distracting.
It turns out Lan is running a little late for breakfast, and holy shit, this completely fucking ruins their lives. Just look at how mad they are over the course of the whole episode.
I do not understand. They're still eating really good food, but these guys are ripshit the whole time. What the fuck is even going on?
For what it's worth, the Cutman brothers have a neat motif of creating these cool black and white paper ninjas to attack Mega Man when he finally shows up, but that's kinda it. The episode mostly just repeats the same few themes over and over again until Proto Man and Shadow Man suddenly have a sword fight on the rooftops. Proto Man gives Shadow Man the Meta Knight treatment, and they both buzz off. Episode over.
The episodes take a pretty noticeable dive in story quality and relevance at this point. We get an episode where Princess Pride of Brightland pretends to be a regular teenage boy so that she can hang out in Net Battle.
She winds up having the time of her life hanging out with Lan, and clearly has a thing for him in the end, despite being like 30. Don't think about it too much.
The episode after that mystifyingly brings Tora into the show despite being from Battle Network 3 and not 2. Also, they have a chess battle, and Mail is conveniently the local champ, and an audience forms, and Ribita and Higsby are co-commentators again, and Shadow Man rides in on a fucking scuttle virus? You know, the fucking baby life virus?
The next episode is about cats. For real. All the Navis start turning into cats, including Aki. Oh, wait.
No, wait, I guess not. That was a cruel joke, Aki.
Why was that a necessary joke to make?
I have no idea. But yeah, there's a cat virus on the loose because, and I shit you not, this is how they explain it, Scilab was struck by lightning while researching this specific virus, so now Navis are turning into cats. And now Rush can enter the real world. And then the cat virus goes Godzilla on Dentech City, and it's a hologram, even though earlier in the episode they say,
Hey, maybe you're a hologram. Nope, you're solid. This is too weird.
I will say it's cute that they made a custom style change animation for Cat Mega Man, and if it wasn't already obvious the writers didn't have a fucking clue how to end this episode, they close it out with narration.
Dad was able to write a vaccine program from the captured cat virus's data, and all of our NetNavis were cured. And then Dad went back out on his adventures, after making me promise never to ask for a pet cat. For some reason, Rush can still enter the human world.
For some reason. Yeah.
The next episode has Maddie decide she kind of misses World 3 a lot and gets hired by Gauss to be his personal assistant in Grave. She gets to look sharp as shit in her new getup, and everyone goes to a party where Dex calls himself
King of the Porkers! King of the Porkers! King of the Porkers!
Gauss sets up a fake Grave meeting to trap Commander Beef's team, but when he elects to use battle robots against them and tries to drown all of them and Lan, Maddie decides she's had enough and takes down Magnet Man with Mega Man's help. I don't know why Gauss decided to dress like an 18th century French clown for this.
Then we get a Japanese-only episode. It's the baseball episode trope, featuring a new character we never see again. Moving on.
Next, we go over to Brightland, Princess Pride's kingdom, because the country's firewall is being attacked by a possessed Nightman. We arrive on foreign soil with the greatest transition ever.
Over there.
Huh? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Len, you okay?
It's all right. You've all been expected. I can't say more now for security reasons.
And discover that another Navi has been helping Nightman out lately, named Multanic Man.
Multanic Man.
Multanic Man.
That's not a word.
Yep.
So they refused to use Napalm Man so hard that they had to come up with a completely fake word to use instead?
Yep. Multanic Man. Multanic Man is the bad guy. Lan gets knighted, and pretty much everybody is shipping an 11-year-old boy with a 30-year-old woman because that's awesome, and let's just hurry past this, please.
Oh, actually, before we go, this episode does end with Grave refocusing its efforts on Mega Man in particular, and finally showing the psychedelic clown that runs the club. And then we go to the moon.
What?
Yeah, I'm getting some Ruby Spears flashbacks in a big way.
And of course, space shuttles have been famously successful in Mega Man games throughout the franchise.
Look what the fuck is happening there.
Okay.
Oh God!
Boom!
Yeah, right?
He was never seen again. You didn't have that power a minute ago.
That's
what
we're
got
in.
up there.
He had on the way.
What the fuck? I absorbed a missile?
Oh no, are you gonna kill Wily?
Oh my God! He's in space, asshole! Murderer! Oh my god!
And
oh my god! There were no survivors.
Oh, Mega Man, why? They fight Planet Man here, but he has absolutely nothing to do with Grave. The only thing this episode does, something they could have very easily put into any other episode, is show us that this extra code that Lan got a hold of can give Mega Man instantaneous program advances out the ass at the cost of pretty much wiping him out completely. They delete Planet Man, moving on.
Next up, we get sort of a weird reverse angle episode where the World 3 team discovers that Mr. Wily copied his intelligence onto a special chip, which he hid on an island in the North Sea for reasons. In order to find it, they hijack a helicopter belonging to Mr. Gauss.
Holy shit, it is his brother! Wait, hang on. How the hell does that work then?
When I was very young, my older brother Magnus ran away from home and changed his last name to Gauss after a monumental argument with our parents. He said they were raising us to be nobodies, and that wasn't for him, and it isn't for me either!
Oh, well, alright, that's kind of boring.
We see a lot of the kids just sort of showing up to try to steal the chip, but it's ultimately Count Zapp who grabs it, prompting Mr. Gauss to invite him to betray World 3 to keep it. While he seems to take him up on the offer, Zapp quickly turns on him and net battles him for the prize, only for the whole thing to go ass up, resulting in the chip going into the ocean. Whoops!
Next up is the NetMobile Grand Prix.
The first ever Ayano Netmobile Grand Prix is about to begin.
I'm sorry, I mean the NetMobile Grand Prix. Wait, like a race? Oh, fuck me, it's a race episode. With excessive CGI race cars, weird product placement for a Proto Man's net bike. We're all riding this fucking hideous smoochy car. Fucking Aki's here too? Wait, this is an episode of wacky races. This has precisely nothing to do with anything. Once we step away from that total nonsense, we get an episode called The Virus Beast, and right off the bat we walk into an area with the same background as the final fight from Battle Network 2.
I'm sure that's not important at all, though, as Airman shows up for no apparent reason and is instantly swallowed by a pile of mint chocolate poo.
The beginning of this episode is really unassuming and weird. Lands up at the front of the class when a rubber band war breaks out. Masa and Higsby decide to start courting Mari again in the middle of class and fight with ladders, ending in this horrifying magic trick. And finally, we get a Canadian safety PSA in action.
Now you have to wash the floor and do all of my laundry.
Not your laundry! Help! Help! Too much spice! Hot!
We get a couple cameos in quick succession, with Whale Man and Shining Man making their only appearance in this season, and Raoul and Thunder Man challenging Lan and Mega Man to a friendly net battle. This episode really doesn't seem like it's going anywhere.
Oh, it is, don't worry. This is actually something that the season did sort of poorly. We're about to enter into what amounts to a 4-part finale that starts halfway into this episode. While Rush is chasing down a woman to bone her, he runs into that same dusty pudding and gets nabbed too. And then all hell breaks loose, with Graves' virus beast wreaking havoc and absorbing everything in sight.
It rolls up on the Pokemon Stadium next to eat Thunder Man and shatter Proto Man's sword, until Bass shows up completely out of the blue and scares it off.
You won't attack me. You know who I am. Who are you?
Gotta go. Oh, and Mr. Wild is alive, FYI.
Wait, what?
Episode's over.
Well, that was pretty fucking casual.
And wait, what the fuck was the point of a Wily chip if he was still alive then? That seems kind of pointless.
In the next episode, even the buildings are getting corrupted as NetCity becomes less stable and... Hey, wait a second.
Grave movements are at an all-time high since that NetNavi base appeared.
When the hell did anyone figure out Bass's name? He left before telling anyone last time.
Weirdly enough, less than 2 minutes later, we get this exchange between Wily and Kid Grave.
This miracle NetNavi, does he have a name?
Yes, he's called Bass.
What more can you tell me?
That's enough for now.
So, I don't know. They fucked that one up pretty bad. But either way, Wily wants Bass under his control, so he has Kid Grave send Freezeman to collect. But even he can't seem to make a dent against Bass, who seems to lift a frozen building into the air?
Mega Man hurries up and grabs onto the edge of the building to chase them, but Freezeman is giving him a run for his money. Luckily, Heatman arrives on the scene to settle his grudge, freeing up Mega Man to continue his climb. But Bass teleports himself and Mega Man away, disconnecting him from Lan.
Lan decides he needs some big guns to help him get Mega Man back, so he gets Yai to fly a helicopter to #1 Curry, fires a Gatling gun full of strawberry yogurt at World 3, and demands that they help him. And they say yes.
Proto Man tries to take on the virus beast and gets nowhere, but is able to save a little girl Navi before getting straight up deleted when he's bitten in half by the virus beast. Holy shit.
While all this is happening, Bass scans Mega Man's memories and comes across a rather stunning revelation for himself and the audience alike. It turns out that Bass is the reincarnation of Pharaoh Man. I have no idea how this works, but apparently he, like Mega Man, was able to survive deletion, but the process was so volatile without sterile equipment that he suffered from severe amnesia wandering the internet alone.
If that wasn't enough, Wily then goes to Kid Grave and pulls his hair off, revealing him to be a robot all along, which Kid Grave doesn't take well.
It can't be. It's not true.
Which begs the question of how it was unable to discover that on its own, but that's a whole different problem altogether. So we move on to the next episode, where Gauss is the only human member of Grave left, inspiring Count Zap and the remnants of World 3 to join together with Lan and company to put an end to it all.
Heatman and Freezeman are still locked in battle, and Mr. Match ultimately uses the extra code to finish the fight and delete Freezeman by rocketing into the stratosphere, sadly sacrificing Heatman in the process.
As Wily reveals himself as the true leader of Grave to Gauss, wait a second, was he even involved at all in the plot of the second game?
Well, I mean, sort of. In the games, the leader of Gospel was that kid Sean Obihiro, and the Kid Grave getup was a hologram, not a robot. It was revealed in Battle Network 3 that Wily was actually the one who pulled the strings for Gospel in order to organize it in the first place, but at the end of the day, it was still Sean's organization.
There's no time! We need an endless montage of everyone jacking in!
Jack in! Mega Man! Power up! Jack in!
Roll now! And glide!
Gutsman!
And Iceman! Power up!
Jack in! Electman!
Wacko Man!
Magic Man! Power up!
The team discovers a huge collection of missing NetNavis stored in Gauss's network, but they get split up pretty quick, and the kids' Navis fall into a room where Magnet Man is waiting.
When the World 3 Navis catch up, Wily reveals himself to the team and orders his former colleagues to stand down, which most of them do in order to stay neutral, except for Count Zap. This is still personal, and he and Electman are in this for the long haul. Sort of a dramatic shift, actually, from the comedic angle of the last fight they had, but hey.
Bass tries to absorb the virus beast, but ends up being unable to contain it, turning into a more powerful virus beast. And we move on to the final episode, The End of the End. It turns out that when Bass looked into Mega Man's mind, he also infected him with a bug infestation that's slowly taking him over. Electman helps hold Magnet Man down while Lan uses the extra code on Mega Man, firing a blast that deletes both Navis completely.
It's around this time that Mr. Famous arrives on the scene and lets the team know about the ultimate program, and the fact that Bass has been slowly regenerating his mind and body using bug fragments. Not only that, but the ultimate program may have actually transferred over in part to him as well.
Commander Beef's team is able to use their Mario Kart and a force field to trap the virus beast, but it doesn't last long, and it breaks through, absorbing their Navis while Mega Man finally disintegrates and dies. Oh wait, just kidding, he's back, with the bug style equipped. The virus beast tries to absorb Mega Man, but he fights back and absorbs the monster himself instead, which causes a brutal chain reaction that Mega Man can no longer control.
Mega Man is slowly absorbing everything, and he does not sound too good. Around here, the acid kicks in, and Lan, I don't really know. He walks into the network, maybe, and almost dies trying to help Mega Man, kinda? And then everything is just sort of fine all of a sudden.
Everything's returning to the way it was before. You did it, Lan!
It's amazing! All the data that was absorbed by the Grave Virus Beast was debugged! The entire system's rebooting!
Oh, and then Bass pulls a Matrix Reloaded on us.
Kid Grave? You deactivated him, remember? Leaving this empty body for me to move into.
Your base? In this world?
Both worlds now, and I owe it all to you.
The episode really fucking abruptly ends with Mega Man just coming back. I have not edited this scene at all.
I'm here, Lan. Thanks a lot.
Mega Man, you remember?
Mega Man, welcome back.
Well, that was an ending. Leaves a lot of questions. Is Mega Man going to be okay? What's going to happen with Bass in his robot body? Guess we'll have to find out next time.
Oh, hey, whoa, what are you doing?
What do you mean? The video's got to end at some point, dude.
Yeah, the season's not over yet. There's like 5 more episodes left.
What? That doesn't make any sense. You said this was the season finale, the plot's totally over, and they set up cliffhangers for next time.
I'm telling you, there's 5 episodes.
All right. I mean, last time the whole Pharaoh Man thing happened in the last few episodes, so okay, let her rip.
All right, first up we have Secret of Ayano House, where one of Yai's house cleaning robots sucks up everyone's PETs. They're going to have to deal with all the home's booby traps and Yai's awkward maid to get them back.
That sounds super pointless.
What are you talking about? This is absolutely critical to the development of Yai and her relationship with... Yeah, this is totally meaningless. Okay, how about after that, an episode entirely focused on Masa and Higsby's rivalry over Miss Mari's affections, complicated by her suddenly falling head over heels in love with Commander Beef.
I hate that entire part of the show, and they made an entire episode out of it. This is bullshit. Bullshit. What's next? Let's see. Okay, the next one's about Dex's brother Chisao coming to town and getting his own Navi, Noodle Man.
Noodles! Noodles!
Oh, fuck this entirely. Okay, well, the next one is all about Chode trying to get a new company to sign with his father's game company, Blaze Quest.
He winds up getting stuck doing menial jobs and manual labor for the company's owners to court them into working with him. It's actually not that bad of an episode, but it has pretty much nothing to do with any of the show's plot. It's just sort of a day-in-the-life episode for Chode.
In fact, the only thing that even places it after the season is a quick scene with Lan eating at #1 curry with the Mr. Wiley statue outside.
In the last episode, Lan suddenly just sort of invents a wireless jacking device, a weirdly abrupt way of introducing the concept from Battle Network 2.
And then a bunch of viruses show up in real life, like Rushcan, and the Navis do too, to fight them. And it's totally normal.
Lan's dad was working on dimensional technology that set it all off. That seems like a really dangerous idea, even in the best hands. And then they become Ghostbusters and fight the fucking life virus in real life. It's pretty goddamn weird.
Alright, these episodes are total filler. They could have fit just about anywhere in the season and been fine. Putting them after the finale is really bizarre. Now are you ready to close this thing out?
Yeah, let's shoot this puppy. This season has a lot of moving parts, but the main points here boil down to 2 big pluses and 1 big minus. On the plus side, this season does a surprisingly good job of making game mechanics from Battle Network 2 make sense in the context of the anime, and even some of the sillier elements like magnetic floors are done in such a way that they feel perfectly at home outside of a twin 3x3 grid. If anything, watching this season makes the Wonder Swan Battle Network even more impressive, since it came out 2 weeks before the end of this season and appears to have been based off of the first 2 seasons of the show altogether, and the stuff they add to this show that wasn't in the Game Boy Advance games adds some real depth, like the rivalry between World 3 and Grave.
On the downside, the better episodes aren't very well spread out, and so you end up with a very slow, pointless start to the season, a chunk of really good ones, and then a lot of aimless pseudo-character studies, and then suddenly the finale. The episodes stand well enough on their own, but overall, they lack any real arc. The first season of the show used the N1 Grand Prix as the backbone for the entire second half of the season, but this season doesn't really have anything like that. Base and the Virus Beast just sort of appear 4 episodes from the end. Honestly, if you just watch the episodes from Airman to Heatman and the 4 Virus Beast episodes, you'd have yourself a pretty quality 10-episode miniseries. Oh, and Rush being able to warp into the real world is strange.
Finally, this season's best episodes, the ones from the introduction of Airman to the explanation of the origin of Heatman, while they come in the first half of the season, feel extremely cohesive. They all focus on the arrival of NetCity and Graves' overwhelming assault on the civilization. And not only do we get 2 different perspectives of events that unfold there, but NetCity also gives us a secondary option for a hub location for the show. The first season only gave us Dentech City, and the Navi started out inside their PETs by default, never really entering the network until it was time for battle. Now, NetCity was an available starting point for a plot, and it makes the network feel a lot more complete. That said, its arbitrary rules about not using battle chips are kind of frustrating, especially since the rules are still enforced even during apocalyptic emergencies.
All in all, this season proved that the show did have promise if they could just bottle that lightning. Overall, the best episodes were way better than last season, and the worst ones were still pretty common. Well, that was pretty painless.
Yeah. Got a little heavy in the middle, but it lightened up in the end.
Well, that's definitely not a metaphor for this season.
We're probably fine. It would be ridiculous if, like, a bad guy just showed up all of a sudden.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be totally stupid, Ben?
Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking stupid, John.
Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about, Rick. We need more teamwork like this around here. What's wrong? Ben.
Oh, I'll deal with you in a second. But as for you, how the hell did you even make contact? I made sure that I wouldn't leave any trace behind.
This guy right here. I can use this to bridge the gap between this world and yours. All I need is the right game. You know, like the one that you keep in your pocket.
You like games, huh? Then why don't you try this on for size? As for you, I heard you like Pokemon, right? Well, now it's time to choose. Sun or moon? I thought you might want something a little extra. So Merry Christmas.